Good morning, folks. This is Darth Rabbit 07 coming to you today with another G.I. Joe Classified Series quick review. I got number 105 Shockwave in, and you know, Shockwave in Transformers is like one of my favorite characters. So at the time that this series came out, I was pretty much checked out of G.I. Joe back in the day. So I'm glad that G.I. Joe Classified's team and the Transformers Legacy's team with Hasbro is going back and getting some of these other characters from parts of the universe that I didn't get into because one thing or another and growing up, all that stuff. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thank you again for watching. Really do appreciate your support. And let's turn this around and take a quick look at Shockwave. And here is number 105, Jason Shockwave Faria on the turntable. You can see his little loadout there on the front. I like the way they did this right here, and they did the renders in the background. Looks really, really good. There's his art on the side of the box, looking really awesome. The back of the box showing you how tall he is, all the stuff and things. I mean, that detail kind of reminds me of Cloudburst release from last summer in the G2 series there. He's number 105. This stuff is useless, and I think they've scrapped it all together. And the other thing I want to do is pause and scan here, allowing you the opportunity to pause this video, scan, and store if you're on the hunt there. I haven't seen much new outside of Shipwreck, Destro, Retro, Gung Ho Retro. Seen Scrap Iron, but like not a whole lot in the way of these newer figures that are definitely hitting Amazon, CMD store, and places like that. So that's where you can find them online. This is how I saw him out of the box, like pulled out for the first time. It comes with one of those wax paper bags. We've seen this song and dance. It's got his loadouts, hopefully. Mr. Faria is inside of his prison here. We're going to take a look at that art real quick. And moving forward, I'm going to miss this. Hopefully they'll find some way to incorporate this still in the box, as it looks really, really great. And here is Shockwave on the turntable. And for the astute observer, you notice that I've got his accessories kind of really weird here. I had a little QC problem with my left leg. There was a good sized gap in it, so I heated everything up, took that stuff off, actually removed his belt. So there's his belt. And then I also took off his arms, which when you're inside of the component here in the top part, there's a tiny little hook. You can see the seam here. When they're at the factory, they take the two pieces and go around that top piece. There's a piece on the inside, like about right there, yay. And then like a bigger peg down here on the bottom. So when I pulled those arms out of their sockets today to get the vest off, just because I've always did a little slice with a knife at exact zero and then pulled it off, I didn't do that this time around, and I kept the piece in whole and full because I got so aggravated with the QC on that leg with a big gap in it and stuff, you know, like you can see in there. And this one actually had some warping in it, so I actually took those apart, went in there, sliced off the tip of the peg that's inside of the leg, drilled down into the inside of the left leg to where it actually sits flush, and I actually got that stuff together. But anyway, long story short, QC issue happening again in these, but here's a very unique look to show you what he looks like without the vest on a lot of things. And then those were easy to remove the hands and pop those off too, so I removed those. This is not actually his loadout. This is Flint's gun because I think it would fit good with him. We'll actually get that going on in a second. I also got the silencers to go with the Uzis maybe here in a second from Tomax and Zaymot. I borrowed those, and just wanted to show him off with his riot shield with that look, and his cap totally backwards. I really do like the way that looks there. Now, for the most part, looking at this right off bat, I thought this was a solid like beachhead redo makeover, but that's only partially true, guys. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Jason Shockwave Faria is actually a kit bash of the bottom half being Beachhead's legs and that armament down there. And then this top chest portion here is the same exact as Sergeant Stalker there. And I realized in doing this that I didn't actually put up his review yet, and I didn't go back to look far back to see what's going on there. This is the blue eye version of Beachhead. I've actually lost his cap
when I first got a hold of them in my old couch. The old couch got removed while I was on vacation, and I didn't get a chance to dig through that couch before they removed it. But I really do love how they took the legs, I guess, and they kept it pinned, and you can see a side by side right here that it is truly that. But where this has got this piece and its clips, they got like it all set up for the blasters there. And then he's got his knife there. This is actually like got a pick lock hook thing and or another blunt weapon there. But to see the boots are same exact there, and the shielding there is the same there. So there's your look at that, and it's how the bottom half was borrowed from kitbash from Beachhead. And then you get up here into the arm detail region, and you can see that the arms right down to the thing minus the gauntlet. That's Sergeant Stalker. Look at that chest. The chest is the same as well, right down to the wrinkles in both. I mean, boom. So there's that there, guys. I mean, that is some crazy kitbash spice goodness. But then you're like, oh no, he's got the same head as, you know, Beachhead. No, not hardly there again. Head is totally original. And I want to try to show that off there. Actually, let me get these guys to where they can actually show their heads. This is what I'm talking about, Beachhead. Shockwave has a squinting eye, pretty good eye detail there, but if you look at the facial toboggan, I forget what the other name for it is, so I'm going to flash it up in a little after detail there. It's not the same. You can actually see Beachhead's mouth coming through his mask better, and then you got a whole different other shape for Shockwave there. So totally different heads. Sergeant Stalker's chest over here for this guy's chest. They're 1 for 1, and then the bottom half is kit bashed out of Beachhead's lower half, right down to the fly and the zipper and all that stuff. And yeah, so boom, there you go, guys. So that's how that was put together and what have you. Give me just a moment. And zooming in here closer on his issues, he's still got some gapping there, but there was like a major gap, like that much gapping, and now it's down to that much gapping. So like I said, I've got this replacement en route to the house, so I'm just going to continue on with this review and accentuate the positive with what I've got. Plus, I hadn't seen a whole lot of reviews with this like this, and then still having function. Even though I broke those tips, I still got functioning butterflies there. Friction's in now against the top there, and they still got that friction and thing, and they still go all the way around and all the stuff and things. But man, I just wish that this underpiece had the same deco there, and or an option to do the stuff without breaking the arms to get the vest off. So there's that uniqueness, and that vest is really, really pretty all the same. So it's got some shotgun shells, which he didn't come with the shotgun. He's got his knife there in the vest, and for the most part, what you see and get whenever you do take that off. I showed you the belt there. Let's see here if it'll focus up. Boom, there's the belt and everything that's on it, and that's loose. That was easy enough. Once you get the legs off, you can just slide it back down over the butt there, and it'll fall right on off. You can pop those hands off and get those gauntlets off, and there's the gauntlet detail. And Beachhead, yeah, those guys didn't have the gauntlets, so that's preview to him and stuff. But I'm gonna get him armed up with his double blasters there. So the thing that doesn't really make sense with the double Uzis here, in my opinion here, guys, is that this hand has got the ability to move the axis up and down one way, and this has got the side to side. So you got to have his arm in kind of a bend to actually hold him straight to go pow, 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 that kind of thing. And then you can also add in some Tomax and Zaymont silencers. He can do the bust into the entry stealthily, but I mean, that looks cool too. You can add some blast effects to them. However you see fit to do your said loadouts and your loadout blast effects. So there is that, guys. And I had to do, again, I need to preface this, had to do a mod here to get the finger to actually go inside of that. These are so soft and what have you. These are actually tougher than either bit of the materials and the blast effects or I mean, the silencers are tougher, and you know, these clips are really, really thin, and they'll probably always stay in there. And even though I got another one coming, I'll leave the accessories that I have with this set out and get that going on and whatnot. But I just like the way that looks right there. And you can throw his cap on and keep them all looking, you know, very SWAT or SRT. And I think that looks really cool. And you use that head articulation, go. So there's that too. And just, I've had a good old time with this, even though with the QC, like I said, I didn't see a lot of the reviews today that had this totally off. And I actually like the way that looks there. It looks like he's running around in his pajamas and stuff. So let's try that Flint shotgun with this. I absolutely love the way this looks right here. I think that he should have had this since he's kicking down doors and taking care of business there, guys. And then you could definitely have him taken in there and going to town on whoever Cobra has him. You know, I really do like the way that looks. Let's get this guy into some final thoughts, shall we? Some final thoughts on Jason Shockwave Faria. Let's get that little bit of a negative out of the way. I had to do some mods, but it did pretty good for the end result here. He is basically a kitbash of these two guys here, which these two were really awesome figures, except for, I think he was a Cobra Island exclusive, and I don't like exclusives. And I really do like the way he looks there with the shield's a little nitpick. It's not really made for left hand, but you can do this. And with Flint's shotgun bang, what's up with that thing? I just think that looks way better, especially since he's got some shotgun shells there on the chest. And I really do dig this this figure all the same, even with my problems and issues. I think it looks really good. The fun note is that if you go back and watch the Series 2, it kind of feels like Season 3 when you're looking through this stuff. You go through and you look at the voice actor for him. It's none other than our Beast Wars Optimus Primal voice actor, Gary Chalk, that actually voices him. So it was kind of nice to go back and watch those different clips I saw with him interacting with a Viper and hearing that Optimus Primal thing coming out, very younger voice tone. And it was just really awesome to hear that coming out of this character. Watching that earlier, like I said, I have no attachment to this figure. I like the way it looks, and I'm hoping that whenever mine comes back in, that everything looks nice and works nice, and it doesn't have the issues that this one had. So this guy's going on his merry little way back to Amazon, and I hope to have mine replacement in here pretty soon. All that said and done, I still highly recommend this. It's a very fun figure. Can't wait to keep on completing the holes where I'm missing and getting those filled in, and getting more Joes on the Joe team. That's gonna do it for Shockwave here. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thank you again to my supporters and subscribers, and thank you for taking some of your valuable time and watching this quick review of Shockwave. Back of this, he was Shock Blast. So. And that's something that both Transformers and G.I. Joe had to go through. That legality had Shock Blast for a while, and then they got Jason Shockwave Faria, and it's all good to go. Bob's your uncle. Thanks again for watching, and go and give this guy 2 thumbs up. Yo, Joe, even with the QC issues. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great week out there.